Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
What up? Welcome back to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones. And in this one, let's go ahead and add one more figure to my McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. Now this time it is going to be Ocean Master, also known as Orm, Aquaman's half-brother. Now the action figure gods were looking down on me today. I did stop at my Target and I did find Ocean Master and the classic Martian Manhunter. Been meaning to pick them up, so it was cool that I just found them in the wild. But this guy does look pretty sadistic in the packaging, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. But first, he does come with your standard black DC Multiverse stand. Not really needed, but sometimes useful. He also comes with his data file card. On the front, you have some awesome source material from the comics. Love that image. And on the back, you do have some information. Now, the battle between Orm and his brother has been going on for a long time. He's always scheming and backstabbing and scrambling his way to the top, but Aquaman always slaps him down before he can finally ascend the throne of Atlantis. Pretty treacherous character, and I've always really enjoyed him, so pretty cool to have an action figure from McFarlane. Now he does come with one accessory, and that is his Trident. It is different than the Aquaman's that was released before, so that's pretty cool. It does have some pretty cool texturing and design lines inside. You could see the cracks and stuff in it. Pretty cool on the metalwork. Now this is a reuse of the Aquaman body. I think you have the same legs, the same upper body, a couple of, same part use, but he does look completely different, so that is really, really awesome. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. First impressions, love the color of purple that they chose. Really sticks out. And it's something really simple, like changing the color of the gauntlets, and making them different than the hands is what separates this figure from the Aquaman. I mean, slight little choices like that really make a difference. Now, there is one thing that they did kind of miss, and that is that usually the upper chest part of Orm is black. I mean, we could paint that in to make it more comic accurate, and I just might go ahead and do that. But first impressions, he looks really good. And like I said before, this is the perfect example of using the same body, but getting a completely different result. Pretty nice figure. Love the silver that they used on him. It's really, really high, like shiny silver. All in all, really happy with him. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. Love this like grimacing Orm face. It's really cool. It just kind of shows you his character. He's like really like he's like really just a big jerk. Love the headdress that they put on him. That's traditional for Orm. And the color scheme, like I said before, is really cool. The eyes, the red eyes really pop out for him. Really, really nice head sculpt. You could feel the hatred in this one. Pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. He looks down really well. Looks up really well. No need to mod this guy. He has full range of motion in his head. Got right to left. And you could tilt his head for some attitude. Beautiful head sculpt from McFarlane. Loving this one. Even got like some stylized lines on like the black part of his helmet. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and look at the waist. You do have side to side. You do have the full range of motion. You do have a lower waist swivel and an upper chest swivel. He does lean forward a little bit. Pretty good crunch, not too bad, but he leans back really well. Put him in some swimming poses. And of course you can twist him to get him in some dramatic poses. Pretty cool articulation there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shoulders. He does have that butterfly shoulder joint. Does have up and down, front to back. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that look pretty clean. And then going from the shoulders down into the gauntlets and into his hands. Does have that McFarlane wrist articulation. Full range, and on the other side it's pretty much the same. All in all, pretty sweet. Get him in a T-pose. Get him a little bit higher, and then you can shift the shoulders and get his hands straight above his head. Looking at the chest, I love these like cape medallions that are like holding his cape to his shoulders. They look kind of like spearheads, but a little bit have a little bit of like shell shape, so that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and move down. Now it has the same sort of Aquaman style belt, and even the whole uniform and the chainmail and everything, it kind of makes sense because they're from the same, people. So the uniform is going to be kind of reflective of what Aquaman's is. So there's no problem that they kind of have the same style because they come from the same Atlantean people. So that's pretty nice. But they did change it up. They added like these guards on the side of his hips that also have some cool design and texture. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the hip rotation. Tons of range. Awesome. He can kick up pretty high, and he can kick back really high. This is allowed by the rubber in the trunks, and when you put it back, it goes back to the same form. Now you can cock his leg out and bend his knee, and he has that awesome hip swivel articulation. Double jointed knees, look clean, look nicely sculpted. Going down to the ankles, you have up and down, right to left, rocker, and toe articulation. Now these, before we go, let's take a look at these legs. They are exactly the same legs as Aquaman. These are just black, but they have nice detail like on the fins on the back of the calves. And what I really love, of course, is the sculpted ball joints that they have on the ankles, because it makes such a clean silhouette. Like from the thighs to the calves down into the ankles, it's just clean. You no longer have those big ugly ball joints. So pretty cool. It's nice to see when we've like advanced in the sculpting and all that and the articulation, and then you finally get a figure that you really want, and he takes advantage of all those little changes. So pretty nice. Let's take a look at him from the bottom. No tread, but he does have some identifying marks. Moving up the back, you have those cool sculpted out fins. Up to the back of the belt, more scaling on his back. Looks nice though. I love the purple. And then you have this cape. Now this cape kind of looks familiar, but it is also different. Has like a fold in it. Love the purple that they used underneath here. It's a little bit glossy, but the outside black is in a nice matte color, which I love. Love this. Pretty cool cape. Then getting to the back, you of course have that headdress that Orm always has. Pretty awesome. Now, this is when we're finally getting in the line. We're starting to fill out our villains, and more characters are coming out. I hope everybody gets characters that they're waiting for, and they get the versions that they want. Let's go ahead and put his trident in his hand. So for me, this is an awesome figure. He's going up on the shelf next to his brother. But before we go, let's take a look at some other Orm figures that I have. I do have the Mattel DC Signature Orm, which was pretty nice. I love the gold that they put on him. Pretty nice figure. And then I also have the later Mattel version that was in the two Dooms, which is looks pretty different from the original design. They added a lot of like really, you know, poppy colors. But he's a cool figure to have nonetheless. Now I remember seeing the Aquaman movie figures from Mattel, and I remember I like was really disgusted with those figures. I just did not want them at all. But when I did see the Orm, I always thought, man, if I run across that, I'm gonna buy it. And surprisingly, I never saw it in stores, so I never ended up buying him. But then, of course, that would have just put me into buying Aquaman as well. So it all worked out for the best. Now for some McFarlane, just for fun, let's put him against a Grifter, a figure I recently reviewed. Awesome figure, still playing around with that guy. He's pretty fun. And then finally, let's put him against his brother, Aquaman. Awesome, awesome, beautiful figures that are going to be going up on my shelf. Love what McFarlane's doing. I mean, there's some hiccups and problems, but all in all, we're getting figures that we really, really want. This guy is awesome. Love me some Orm. Love me some evil villains, and he's going up on the shelf. You guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.